Hey guys, it's Melody with the Melody Crochet Podcast. This is episode number 38 and I am so glad to see you. I missed you guys so much and I'm so glad to be back here in my yarny little nest. We have so much to discuss. I know I'm so sewing all over the place, but it has actually been a really crazy week and I can't wait to share with you guys. There's a massive elephant that is not in the room that is usually in the room if you've been here before. That's pretty much what we're going to chat about, and then I'm going to show you the things that I got to replace that elephant because my heart was empty and so were my hands, and that's never safe. So if you have any questions or comments or you're new around here, down below, leave all the comments. I would love to chat with you about what you're making, what I'm making, any suggestions you have for the podcast. I tend to do reviews of yarn and notions. I show you how to make the things that I have patterns for on my blog, and I do my podcast and share with you what I'm making and what I'm enjoying in Yarny Land lately. Now, that being said, I think that's all the admin that I have right now. I don't have any alongs going on. But we're about ready for that, don't you think? I think we need an along pretty quick. Let me know if you have any suggestions for that down below. I want to say this quickly because I don't want to be dramatic about this. But you can't just not have your massive yarn stash anymore and not discuss it on your yarn podcast. So please bear with me. Give me 3 minutes and I will be through this if it completely does not interest you. And I totally understand and I apologize, but give me 3 minutes. We adopted a puppy a week ago. It was a Tuesday, so I guess a week and a half ago. And the next day she started showing signs of parvo. You can look that up if you'd like to. I will not put you through that against your will here, but it's a very sad puppy disease that she developed the day after we got her. She got it before that. We adopted her and then she started showing signs the next day. And then our vet 2 days later said that it would be best for her and our family and the dogs in our family if she went back. So we had to surrender a dog, which was insane for me. I just couldn't even fathom it. I think that was definitely by far just the worst of it. But, so, went through that, got home, and then we had to clean because it turned out, I Googled, and the virus can live 7 months outside the body. There is a fly. Go away. But, the virus can live 7 months outside the body. Insanity. What lives 7 months outside the body? That is crazy. So seeing as we have puppies in the family, my sister-in-law has a new puppy, my sons, they have a puppy over there that she is tiny and she'll stay tiny. She's just a tiny puppy, but she's still under a year old. So she could easily, since she hasn't had all 4 of her vaccines for parvo, she could definitely pick it up and that would be awful. So I got to work and I Googled and I bleached my front and backyard and my patio and everything on it and the outside of the house and the bushes and everything. Nothing died terribly. There's definitely some crunchierness to it. Some things are dead out there, but my lawn didn't completely die. And then we came inside, we ripped out the carpet that was existing. We weren't in love with it. It was going to be changed sooner than later, but we would have had to completely saturate it with bleach water for 10 minutes to make sure it was dead. Bleach is the only thing that kills this virus. We bleached every other surface. Everything in the house has been bleached. And I have even the couch and everything. Fortunately, I love IKEA. Everything had a cover. And then I spritzed what was underneath it with the bleach water and it dried really fast. Thank goodness we had some warm weather. And I have washed every article of clothing, yarny or not, and linens that we own, which was an undertaking. We got rid of so much stuff because I'm not a stuff person. It was insane. And actually touching everything we own, closets and everything has come out, been bleached and been put away. I know what we have now. And I guess the most pertinent situation, the yarn could totally have held it because she didn't go to the bathroom on the yarn by any means. She didn't go to, it wasn't a terribly messy situation as far as the carpet, but she did have some accidents that we cleaned up and we didn't know bleach was the only thing that could kill something that came out of a puppy. We didn't know she was sick at all. So yeah, we kind of freaked out. We don't want to make anybody else's puppy sick. So we kept away from absolutely everybody for a week and just turned our house's world upside down. And it is finally complete as of yesterday. So what do we do? What do we do when our yarn is literally in the attic for 8 months? all boxed up nicely and ready. But 8 months without my yarn stash. I had nothing to do. My hands were so bored. So we went shopping. But yarn, let's get back to it. Was that 3 minutes? I hope I didn't go over. Please forgive me if I did. Now, so I had to go yarn shopping, right? The first thing we did was we went to Hobby Lobby. And my son, he also needed hats because the winter's past, and this is when I'm getting ready for summer. Now, we wear a lot of hats in the summer too. So he probably, of his 10 hats or so, he probably has 2 left. So he saw this yarn, which is red tweed. Make sure it's right side up. This is what's left over of the red tweed from I Love This Yarn. It's 100% acrylic and Aran weight, and he wanted a hat out of it. So I made him a wanderlust. It's an eye hook. I used my tulip, this guy right here. And here is his hat. I just made it up yesterday. Not made it up, it's a pattern called Wanderlust. It's free. It's one of those patterns where she'll charge you for the PDF, but if you go to her blog, it's free, and I use that. And I will link to that down below because it's an amazingly entertaining pattern to make. It's a beautiful hat. The guys love them. I've made several of them, but it also changes every single row, which entertains me, and I dig that. So there it is. And he is 9, and he's not very big, but this hat fits him, and it fits me, and this hat has fit his dad. I believe it fit his big brother. My older son's a big guy. He's about 6'4", and I believe it fit him too, although if I made him his own, I would probably just put on, I don't think I would do a full, because this is a repeat of this. I don't think I'd do a whole repeat extra, but I might maybe elongate this, or maybe go up a hook size since it was an I, maybe go to a J, just so it had a little bit more. But I'd say for men, like the average size men, women, and older kids, this hat is perfect. Is that the, I'm looking for, yeah, there's my seam. But he is in love with it, and those black speckles are everything. I love this yarn, and I'm not trying to pun it. I really do love this yarn. So that was my first make, and I was just out of the gate. But while we were there, if he was getting yarn, I was gonna need a hat too, right? Let me take this out. Just put things back in the basket as I go so I don't tell you about things twice. I'm just mentally fried. I need this Friday night. It is Friday night. I'm having some coffee. I'm going to play video games and watch movies because I need to have some fun. And if I have wine, I'll go to sleep so fast. So I needed some yarn too, right? So I got myself some Jazzy Stripes, and I love this yarn, and it's one of just my favorite colorways. It's called Jazzy Stripes, that's the colorway. And I love this yarn. Also the same kind of yarn, so it's Aran weight, 100% acrylic, super soft and swooshy, and just the prettiest colors. That turquoise pop in there and that dark indigo-y inky blue makes me very happy. I used a J hook for my hat. I'm using one of those Boyes with the ergonomic handles. Can't stand it, but it's probably me more than the hook. Here he is. He's green in a green basket. But whenever we have the ergonomic hooks, now I have this problem with the Crochet Dude hooks also. It's as though it's 90 degrees off for me because the hook really grabs at the oval of my stitch, so I can't, for some reason when I pull the stitch out, the hook is facing me, but every stitch I have to turn it. How do I say? So there it is. That's my issue. I do that over and over again. I'm just overturning downward. I think because when I don't pay attention, it's an issue. So it's not that yarn is snagging, it's that I'm overturning. So I need to go in and bring it, and I'm just grabbing, I'm catching the whole thing. But I need to not turn as much so that I fit through the oval that is my crochet stitch. And this hook is just, it just really, I don't even know why, this handle on this hook because I use Boyes all the time. I love Boyes. But the boy with the handle is not my friend. I'm still using it though. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But I'll make the whole hat with that hook. It's like a challenge. And it is definitely making me think more about making the hat, which is very relaxing right now. So I'm just doing a slouchy beanie. I've taken it up to about 72 stitches. Yeah, I went up in 12s. They're double crochets. I have a couple of rows here that are just shaping rows where I just went around and didn't increase yet. And I've gotten about as big around as I want. And I'm just going to take it for length, probably to about 11 inches before I go to single crochet and make myself a slouchy beanie. It's super loud. It caters to my love of all things bright and colorful and Lisa Frank-like. But it's making me smile, and that's the point right now. And then I go over also at, nope, not Hobby Lobby. Then we go over to Joannes. And for some reason, the only thing that grabbed me in Joannes was this. I don't know why. I don't know why. It just reminded me of all things Easter and pastel and Easter grass. And I need a scarf or a shawl out of it. Probably a shawl. Just a great big old triangle. I'm curious to see how big of a triangle a jumbo Caron will give me. You get 340 grams, 12 ounces. It's size 4 medium, worsted weight. 595 yards. So it'll be a pretty nice size. I'm curious. So that's going to be awesome. I'm excited. So probably not everybody's cup of tea, and I can totally see why, but my heart loved it and needed it. And I had to make that heart happy that day. So yesterday I just went to town. A couple days ago, I think. But yeah, totally. And then I needed some hair wraps because I've been cleaning like crazy, and my hair wraps that I've crocheted are just so torn up. So I love to make them out of thread because it is hot here in Texas, and this is cotton, and it's size 10 and Aleene's and the Ocean colorway, which is one of my favorites. I've made jewelry out of this. I've made all sorts of things out of this thread. I'm not intimidated, but I will say the reason I'm not intimidated is probably because I don't use a very small hook. This is a size G, and it's what I use to make my hair wrap. And I just, if it's up in a half bun, I have these little hair, these wispy hairs that get in my face and everything, and I just wear it however. So I like to have as many around in my little basket as I possibly can. I just took it and started with 3, increased until it was a thickness I liked. I believe I went with 17. They're all double crochets. It's completely mindless. And then when I hit 22 inches, which is the size around my head, I tapered it again at the same rate as the other side. So super simple. I love them. They make me happy. They're completely mindless. My son, we homeschool, and I just finished with him. We read The Little Princess. So we went ahead and watched the movie, and while I was watching the movie, I made this up. I think it was yesterday morning. I have enough though. I might have to make something to go with it. Maybe some fun earrings. I'm not sure. But I love it, and I picked that colorway up over at, I want to say Michael's. I've been to Michael's 2 times in 2 days. So please forgive me. I got a little confused about that one. But in between my Michael's trips, I went over to Walmart. And do any of you guys follow Polly V? She was actually interviewed by Christy Glass a little while back, but I've always loved her and followed her and love her bright, amazing, flamboyant shawls, and I kind of need one. It's shawl season. All my shawls are gone, right? I need some shawls. So I'm going to make something completely flamboyant and amazing and fun, and the main color and body of it is going to be this turquoise because it makes me happy. What do we call it? We call it Turqua. Really? Guess so. We call it Turqua. And this is Red Heart Super Saver in Turqua. It's not the larger ball, but it feels like it because it's one of the denser colors. It's not one of the softer colors, and that's fine because this is going to go in and out of the machine, and it will soften up just fine for my needs. So I can't wait to get started on that. I'm just gonna make a great big old shawl shape on this, and then I'll just add to the edges and play with it, and I will show you guys as that's developing, and I hope it looks nice. Now, what else did I get? Yep, that was my only Walmart. So then I go back to Michael's this morning because I had to, and for some reason these guys just jumped out at me. This is Lily Sugar and Cream, and it wants to be something altogether. It might end up just being dishcloths, I'm not sure. We'll know in the next day or so, but they're just so pretty, aren't they? Maybe some striped dishcloths. I think that'll be beautiful. Maybe a gift set. I just want to work with these colors. So you get, in 70 grams, you get, I want to say it's 120 yards, isn't it? It's the standard. Where are you? Okay. 120 yards in 70, almost 71 grams of yarn. So they work out. If I do them all by themselves, they'll be like 1.5 dishcloths all by themselves. So this should be a couple dishcloths. That'll be pretty. I like to make them bigger than average. And everybody, everywhere in the crochet community is making cactuses right now. Am I right? What is up with all the cactuses? But they made me have to do it. Remember my cactus hat from last year? It was so funny, but it made me smile. I think that was Christmas Day. Might be New Year's Day, but I made a cactus hat. And my kids made me finally give it away. They said that just looks terrible now, you have to stop wearing that. But this one's gonna be in a pot. So I have a few pots like these from IKEA, and I just weight them down and crochet a base, just a rounded bulby base, so I can put them in there and take them out as needed, because I do like to put pins and things in here, so it won't be permanently connected, but I'll make some cactuses. So that'll be fun. I might need to work on that tonight because that's fun. And as far as new stuff that you and I will have to discuss, unless there's anything there that I've talked about that you want me to review, let me know down below, please. But some things I will be talking about is I found Feels Like Butta in person at Michael's. This is lavender. What do they call it? They call it lilac. But this color, I saw it and I picked up 3 of them. But that was not rational. This is just too much at once. I can't be crazy. So I put 2 down and I said, if I need something that needs more, I will just have to hunt and hunt and hunt and find the other 2 or order them online. So here she is. And I will say, we will be talking more about her. Feels nothing and behaves nothing like I expected at all. Based on watching, I think I've seen 3 or 4 things made out of this yarn. And this is not at all what I was expecting. We have to talk about this yarn. It's so soft, but this is a big ball of it too. I don't know if it was this, like I said, I haven't seen it in person until this time. But I always thought it'd be, oh, bonus bundle. Yes, Lion Brand does these bigger than average balls, so it was probably much smaller because I've seen it handled in videos and it was smaller, like the jeans yarn, like smaller. And this is like, but you get in this bonus ball, which was $10. And I used my coupon on this one because this was the most expensive thing I bought, and the other things were on sale. Loops and Threads was on sale, but this was not. So it was $10. You get 9.7 ounces, which is 275 grams, and you get 590 yards, which is beefy. Oh, I can't wait to use it. Okay, we'll crack into that one together. And then this guy, which is actually my son's contribution to you guys. The little guy saw these hamburgers and said, I need those hamburgers. I guess one of these wheels will make 2 crocheted hamburgers. So we're gonna do that. And this is weird. It's called a migurumi. It's from Red Heart. Each one makes 2. Very cool. But it looks like Simply Soft. We'll see if it behaves like Simply Soft. And you get quite a bit because it's fingering weight. It's in size number 1 super fine, and you get What was the distance? I remember being surprised. There it is, 239 yards, which, and it says it's 100 grams in this tiny little thing. It must be so compacted in there. I can't wait to see what it does when I let it free. So we're gonna make some burgers. Wish me fun. Okay. Aside from that, I got a cute little shiny golden M. And that's all. Oh, I lied. Tool. Scrubbies. Do you guys make scrubbies? I make them for Easter and I give them away. And I like to make extra ones because they look really cute on top of presents like bows. Got to make some scrubbies. I grabbed this little thing at Hobby Lobby while I was there. I've never seen it so skinny. Usually it's twice as long. So we'll see how that goes. But that's it for me. I will be back probably tomorrow or the next day. If you have any questions or comments or anything you'd like to see me talk about, share, please let me know down below. Have a great day. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and give you a great big hug. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.